Hello again, everyone. It's Abra, and I'm back to give my 2 cents on something a little bit different today. Typically, for any of you who are kind of familiar with my videos, I usually talk about comic books or movies. Today, I am going to be talking about a video game. There is one game that I never thought I would get into, and I don't know. I guess when that kind of video game interest inside my brain kicked off again,
Here we go!
I started watching some gaming videos on YouTube, as one does, and it just kind of opened up this rabbit hole. And so as I found myself getting into the Switch again and kind of rediscovering my joy of gaming, I thought I'd give one game a try. Which has been out for a while. In fact, this game, I think, helped a lot of people during the pandemic, and that is Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is a game that I never, ever thought I would get into. This game, it has a way of dangling a carrot in front of you and just really getting you involved in, in this world and the characters and everything. The reason I thought I would never get into this sort of game is because this was something I remember looking back at the original Animal Crossing that came out for the GameCube. Many moons ago, I used to work at Electronics Boutique. I remember seeing that game come out and I thought, what is the allure? I was so wrapped up in the progression of, the greatest graphics and realism. When you start focusing on the gameplay, it kind of opens up a whole new world to you. Imagine that, wanting to focus on the gameplay when trying to pick a game. But again, I remember looking at the old GameCube game and thinking, wow, this looks so cheesy. And flash forward to the Nintendo Switch era, and once again, there's another game. The whole premise is you have this little cute looking raccoon guy. You're a human. You can kind of develop your character almost me style. And then you have the little raccoon guy, Tom Nook. And he comes and tells you like, oh, I have this business idea. We'll go to this deserted island and you can kind of develop it as you see fit. And you have two other animal-like characters that join you on the island. And again, it starts out very simple. And you're kind of given certain direction when you start out, but you still have freedom. And it kind of gets you into the basic motions of the game. You can gather fruit that you can sell at the market, or you can eat it. You are able to develop very primitive tools that allow you to cut down trees or fish, or you get like a little slingshot for shooting down balloons. And spoilers, that comes into play later. But the whole setup of the game, where it just kind of slowly builds on top of what you know, a little bit at a time, it really hooks you. And it's, I guess, what you would call a life sim, essentially. You can grow things, you can craft different items, and then eventually you graduate from a tent and you get a house, and there are all sorts of things that you can do to decorate your house, the interior furniture. You make yourself beds and kitchens and this and that furniture. And while the game doesn't require that much from you, when you sit down for little blocks at a time to play, I found myself playing for a little bit longer than I would like to admit. But it kind of takes off that thing in my brain where it's like, just a few more minutes, I could accomplish one more thing. And I think that really taps into, the dopamine kind of parts of our brains. I think this game is just really well designed. It's the type of game that's not really going to have an ultimate conclusion. It's more of an experience. You go in and you do what you want to do in the game, which is fun. And if you have friends that also have this game, you can visit their islands, which is neat. Or if you want to try to recruit new villagers to your island, or perhaps find new resources, valuable resources, you can get a ticket and fly to these other islands, these remote islands. It doesn't demand much of a commitment, but you could easily find yourself getting lost in this game and spending a lot of time. It's cute. It's simple. I learned a new term while I was kind of going through the YouTube videos. The term is a cozy game. This is what you would describe as a cozy game, something that you could just kind of turn on, escape in for a little while, and get lost. It doesn't require that much brain power, but it does kind of stimulate a little bit of the creativity. And there's something so satisfying about going through and kind of molding the environment to the way that you like it. And little things like gardening, you decide what you want to plant, and then you get to harvest it, and you have to tend to your flowers or your crops that you plant. As I mentioned before, there's no into the game, but you kind of want to progress, and you want to see like, what can I mold this little island into? And it's just this really cute, wholesome experience. And I've seen online, some people have really, really dedicated a lot of time and put a lot of effort into creating something very special with their island. I don't think I'll ever take it that far. God, I hope not. My husband would probably kill me because he'd be like, "Where are you, Abra?" I'm sad that it took me essentially 2 decades to give Animal Crossing a shot, but I'm glad that I did try it. I know we're at the latter years of the Switch's lifespan. But I would recommend give it a whirl. There's a lot of talk about Switch 2 and everyone's losing their minds, and still Nintendo has not announced anything yet. I'd like to think, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the next system will be backwards compatible, and some of these great games that I'm getting and this massive catalog that I'm amassing. Shh. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to delving into them. Again, I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on Animal Crossing and kind of share with you, like, I am just kind of shocked how much I have enjoyed playing this game. I've just barely scratched the surface. There's so much you can do, and I'm just kind of taking my time and enjoying everything. I really love the fishing. There's something so satisfying when you hear that splash sound and you've hooked the fish. You're like, yes, got him. If you're like one of the weirdos like me who has waited over 2 decades to try Animal Crossing, I would suggest give it a shot. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion, and just kind of goes to show that don't judge a book by its cover. Just because something seems kiddie or the graphics are very simplistic, don't be quick to brush it off. Give it a chance. Those are my 2 cents on Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Nintendo Switch. Definitely go check it out. And if you've enjoyed this content, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, take care.